Friends are people that we have somewhat of a mutual bond or affection with. And many times these bonds that we share with them are even closer than the ones that we have with our own mother, our father, or even relatives in our family. But when it gets bad, it gets bad. I've seen the best of friends become the worst of enemies. Let's just look at what happened with Scottie Pippen and Michael Jordan. Friends for a while, then became enemies, and now we have a lot of bad blood. But for some people, that never happens, or at least you never would think that would happen. And that was the case for Will Smith. He had a close friend by the name of Brother Bilaal. And man, do they go way back. I'm talking about way back to Philadelphia. And they had even, situations where Will Smith mentioned him in his book, and, they were close friends. Brother Bilaal was the assistant. They'd known each other for 40 years. But Brother Bilaal came to Tasha K and released this information, which is quite telling.
I opened the door to Duane's dressing room, and that's when I see Duane and having anal sex with Will.
Let me process that for a second. Who was on top?
It wasn't a top. There was a couch, and Will was bent over on the couch, and Duane was standing up, killing him. Murder. It was murder in there.
Okay. What did you do?
I froze. What did you, see, I'm not used to seeing. Listen, it's traumatizing. I've never seen it. I don't watch gay. I never seen a man another man.
Will Smith was bent over,
and Duane was killing him.
Condom?
I don't know. I don't.
You didn't look that close.
Listen, even when I was with the deer and headlights, and I finally said, "Oh shit." And they turned around and said, "Close the door," right? So I back out the door. I'm not going in there. I ain't going up in there. I back out the door, lock the door, I leave. Will says, "I gotta talk to you." So I said, "About what?" He said, "You know what?" And I said, "I don't know what you're talking about." And he said, "Oh, you know what I'm talking." I said, "Well, I have no idea. What are you talking about? What we need to finish today? I'm trying to get that out." He said, "Listen, I made a call. Some papers are going to come here today. I need you to sign them." And I said, "Why am I signing papers?" And he said, "Listen, I'm trying to protect you." He said that you remember the transsexual, I hope I'm saying it right, who got caught with Eddie Murphy. He said, "You know what happened to him, right?" I had no idea what happened to the transsexual that got caught in the car with Eddie Murphy.
Me either. What happened?
So I go home and Google it. They murdered him. Or the transsexual. I don't know to say him or her. I don't know what's politically correct. So I hope I'm not offending anyone.
It's transgender. But
okay, transgender.
Of course, this information includes controversial actor Duane Martin. And if anybody's seen Above the Rim, you know what I'm talking about. He was also married to Tisha Campbell for quite some time. But guys, I really want to discuss this because I'm not saying that Brother Bilaal is wrong, but I want you to hear what Tariq Nasheed had to say about this, and I'm going to come back.
And what the dude said, these have been rumors that's been floating around for a long time, so I'm not shocked. My thing is this. And I hate repeating rumors. This guy who was Will Smith's assistant said, he's some Boochie Cat action going on. And I'm kind of, I said, hey, I think it might be something like that going on. That doesn't take away from Will or Jada. I really like Will. I think Will is a phenomenal guy. I think Will is a very talented brother. There's no cap, no cut on Will, nothing. I respect Will and I like what Will does. I'm a big fan of Will. But there's been rumors. Rumors are rumors. But if the rumors are true, that's his prerogative. My man should be able to live and do what he wants to do. If it's true, if it's not true, whatever. It's not. That's not my business. But my thing is the assistant. Now I kind of have a problem with that. When you're somebody who's close up with somebody and then they put you on to a certain degree, and the guy, this assistant Bilaal, I think that's his name. He was taking pictures with Will, and Will said, "Yeah, I put you in my book, and I gave you, I'm blowing you up." He was kind of saying that jokingly. So this was somebody who Will gave clout to. This is somebody who got certified by Will, and you got to watch out for that sometimes, because sometimes when you certify certain people, some people will hang around you, and then you'll try to put them on. And the minute you put them on and certify them, they will immediately flip. They will flip on your ass and then be like, "Well, look here, you better listen to me because I know him, and he told you I know him. So now I got a tell-all book. Listen to me." You got, now, to me, to be honest, that's snakish. I don't like that. That's a snake ass move. So that's what I don't like about that. I don't respect what dude is doing. If you are close to Will like that, you telling his personal business, that's not cool. Somebody who entrusted you to be around them and their family, I don't respect that at all, to be honest. I don't respect it. I don't respect this going on to Tasha K. I don't respect it, dude. We got a lot of bitch ass dudes out here. We got a lot of testosterone and soy products that has created a generation of moist, tender who do whole shit. Ain't no integrity, ain't no manhood in some of these dudes. So there is no shaming of them. Back in the day, questioning a dude's manhood was something that'll make a dude stand up right. Hey, I'm a man. You don't question my manhood. You dig? If a dude's manhood was in jeopardy, he would get upright and right and exact with his actions so that his manhood wouldn't be in jeopardy. And the reason why back in the day wasn't no internet. You had to go out in the streets. You had to see people. So going out in the streets as a man, you had to move a certain way.
Now, guys, we've all heard for many years that Will Smith and people in Hollywood were at best bisexual, and these things happen. Sex parties happen, and we get that. We also hear the same thing with bodyguards saying similar things about P. Diddy. But that doesn't mean that it's necessarily true, because we hear women saying the same thing about Chris Brown, people saying the same thing about other people, and it doesn't happen. It could be the guy is disgruntled and he wants money and he wants to ruin Will Smith's reputation. Like, why come out and talk about it now? But let's assume that it's true. Let's assume that's true. And look, I'm going to agree with Tariq Nasheed, and it's not that I'm trying to protect anybody or anybody's sexuality or anything like that. But the reality is, bro, that was your friend. Why would you go out and say that? Look, if you caught that and that happened, and that's something you should have, I'm going to be honest. If that's your friend and you saw that happen, I'm going to be honest, bro. You should have took that to your grave, okay? That didn't need to be discussed. Why? Because that was your friend. That was the man that did a lot for you. That was the man that hooked you up with something. Now, possibly because he didn't want to pay you or something like that, something happened. But the reality is, nobody can trust a person like you around anymore, because what you are is a snitch. And I'm gonna call it like I see it. It was a snitch. If you didn't tell then, why are you telling now? And again, a lot of guys in the game don't really have, let's say for example, no code, right? And I'm sorry, to go to Tasha K in the snitch and to tell on Will Smith like that, I mean, man, that's corny, man. That's lame, especially for an older dude like you, 50 or 60. I mean, you just look thirsty, bro. You like you're a clout chaser. You look like Jada Pinkett, man. I'm just going to be real. And of course, you don't have no real proof or no real evidence except for saying that you saw it. But I also want to talk about this situation too. There was a guy who was supposed to be the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air before Will Smith, and his name was MC Sean. And he said that he turned the role down because somebody by the name of Benny Medina was trying to have sex with him. Let me play that clip and then I'm gonna come back.
Yes, I was up for the Fresh Prince role, but Benny Medina was a and I told him that to his mother face, straight the up. That's why I got dropped from the record label. That's why a whole lot of shit happened to Shan along the way, but I still persevered. So yes, I will repeat that story. I was up for the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. I was signed to Warner Brothers. Benny Medina, look at my records. All of a sudden, Benny Medina, my executive producer. I'm like, what the f***? Who the f***? Why the f*** am my executive producer? I don't know this motherfucker. And then all of a sudden, now we out on California Road. Shantae took the credit card and went ham. And they're looking at me, but I know them funny moves, you understand? And so I looked him in his face and I said, yo, you was a... And from that day, the whole thing went downhill. And like I say, you couldn't imagine anyone else as Fresh Prince, but you couldn't imagine Shan as being mother 6 degrees of separation, and that's no disrespect to motherfucking Will. Me and Will first show he ever did was with me. I know Will like a mother, Charlie Mack, all that shit, and I'm saying my story. If y'all don't want to hear it too motherfucking bad, it is what it is. What it is.
So from what I understand and what I read in blogs, I've never met Mr. Benny Medina. I don't know him. He is a producer in Hollywood, talent manager, and television producer. This guy, Jason Dotley, said that Benny Medina tried to do something to him. You know what I mean? Booty clapping sounds. In December 2008, in order for someone to do something with Mr. Benny Medina, what MC Shan is implying that there had to be some sort of sexual favor and that Benny Medina is gay. Now, I have looked at certain sources here on the internet. Some blogs do say that Benny Medina lives a gay lifestyle. I don't know. But MC Shan is saying something similar to, you know, what people say happens in the industry, meaning that if you want to, you know, get ahead, you have to go through some sort of initiation. But regardless of that, I still got a problem with this guy telling. If you was gonna tell it back then. You know, don't tell it when, you know, y'all not cool no more. All of a sudden he ain't giving you what you want, because that's phony, that's fake. If that's the case, you should have kept it to yourself. And damn, to go give that information to Tasha K, man, you a clown, bruh. Straight up clown. But guys, what do you think? It's your boy, O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again for another episode of The Celebrity Junk. Pretty sure for all you do, Curtis Bell. We're out.